We rejoin you in the stable at Oak Park Heights, where Stillwater has galloped to a comfortable lead in the Suburban East Conference standings. They hope to extend that advantage tonight against the Woodbury Royals. Stillwater continuing their number 3 ranking in Class 4A, and the Woodbury Royals, a team that has played a lot of teams close, hoping to pick up their first signature win. Greetings, everyone. I'm Mike Peden alongside LaToya Turk. LaToya, these two teams have an interesting history. Last year, it was Woodbury who knocked off Stillwater in the Section 4 4A semifinals. In the first meeting between these two teams, a 16-point win for Stillwater, Sara Scalia made history by crossing the 2,000-point milestone.
Absolutely. I remember that game last year, but you also remember the player personnel was different last year for Woodbury. And so Woodbury's really making an adjustment. While they might have lost a couple of their star players, Stillwater has picked up a nice trio with Scalia, Pratt, and Karlen.
They have indeed. Now, even though Woodbury is going with a different approach, Rachel Hakes now at Fairfield, Solo Amusain and Carly West have become the emerging threats on offense. Amusain going to Iowa Western Community College next year, averaging over 12 points per game, and Carly West averaging close to 12. So they're not going to run up the scoreboard like Stillwater can, but they have a highly intelligent duo leading the Royals.
Absolutely. Those two have played together for a couple of years, and they're solid in their positions, where with Stillwater, we have Karlen, who's transitioning from playing outside of the arc to now playing inside of the arc. And so Solo is going to have a time with her tonight, and she'll have a time with Solo tonight.
Well, Stillwater has given just about everyone fits. They're coming off a big win over Forest Lake on Tuesday. Sara Scalia, 63 triples. Liza Karlen still averaging a double-double. Alexis Pratt averaging about 17 a game. They're Stillwater's big three. It gets tiring to talk about them when you do a lot of Stillwater games, but they continue to make big plays.
They're looking really good this year. They're fine-tuning everything, and we're going to see tonight. This should be a team that they should be able to take care of early, and that's one thing that their coach has been working on, is getting them to go ahead and secure their lead so that they can get those other players in, and we'll see if they can do that tonight.
That's the goal, but remember, Cretin-Durham Hall last week gave Stillwater a run. We'll see if Woodbury can play the upset card tonight. We'll be back with the starting lineups. This is high school girls basketball.
If you'd like to sponsor a TSB television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSB television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage.
And we rejoin you at the stable. Mike Peden and LaToya Turk alongside you. LaToya, Stillwater, 14-2. They played as advertised throughout the season.
Undefeated in their conference right now.
And speaking of the conference, let's take a look. Stillwater 5-0, and with the Roseville loss to Cretin-Durham Hall, they've got effectively a 2-game lead over the rest of the field. Stillwater will play Roseville on Tuesday, and if they win that, not only would that secure the conference, it would give them a very good chance of winning the conference title unblemished.
Yeah, that's going to be a really tough matchup for Roseville, especially coming over here to the stable with the Ponies.
Well, Stillwater has proven to be a tough matchup throughout the season.
Absolutely.
Again, these two teams played each other back in December. Stillwater won that one 80-64. Alexis Pratt had 23 points. Sara Scalia had 22. Crossed the 2,000-point mark on, what else, a three-pointer. Liza Karlen had 19 points and 7 rebounds. Now, Sara Scalia hasn't gone off for as many 30-point games as she did a year ago, but she's more consistent, 16 points or more every game this season.
Right, and this year she just doesn't have to score those 30 points a game.
No, she doesn't. So let's take a look at the starting 5 as Liza Karlen makes her way to the huddle. For the visiting Woodbury Royals, it's Carly West, number 14. Lexie Paulsen, number 24. Lizzie Dodge, number 30. Katie Vasky, number 33. And Solo Amusain, or Salape, however you'd like to call it, 44. And Stillwater starting their usual 5. Alexis Pratt, Sara Scalia, Delaney Wagner, Grace Cody, and Liza Karlen.
Call them the Fantastic Five.
Well, they've got a big three for sure. And outside of that, some solid role players, Grace Cody in particular, averaging 40% from three-point range. And all the way up from the B team to varsity, 9th grade Stillwater, they love to shoot threes. Part of that trend towards hyper offense.
And Stillwater right away, they're in a man defense here.
Oh, they have the athleticism to do it. As we're underway here, Woodbury wearing the white, Stillwater wearing the red. Again, it was Woodbury who knocked off Stillwater, and a bit of a surprise last year in the section semifinals. Woodbury won a close one, and it goes back to Stillwater's three-point shooting. If it goes down, good things happen. If it doesn't, the other teams have a chance to score that upset. Woodbury led by Megan Kirchenwitz in her third season with the Royals. And Willie Taylor has been at Stillwater for a while. It's going to be Stillwater ball.
Stillwater showing a little of their intensity on the defensive end here. Alexis Pratt running the point. Trying to get her offense started here.
Alexis Pratt normally runs the point, and Sara Scalia likes to shoot threes. That one doesn't hit. Bit of an amusing story as Woodbury runs it up. Carly West pulls up. Two's no good. I sometimes get disappointed when I cover other teams and they don't have sharpshooters with Scalia's range, which is just about everybody else. Sara Scalia scores on the fast break. The dime to Alexis Pratt.
1-2 duo there.
And I should add that Scalia has at least one three-pointer in every game this season. And Alexis Pratt, in all but one game this season, has recorded a steal.
I don't think that's going to change this game.
2-0 early.
Well, it actually looks like they're in a zone. You know, it's sometimes a little difficult to have one of your primary scorers on the top of that zone because they run out of energy, but I don't see that happening with Pratt.
Nope. From the looks of it, if that baseline jumper is any indication, she could, in the words of the Energizer Bunny, keep going and going and going.
Right.
And remember, she's a track star as well. She's got the speed. There is Lexie Paulsen. Her three is off the mark.
And she's out. I mean, she was all over all the defensive passes on the defensive end and then got out on the outlet for the offensive bucket.
And with that, the Ponies have a 6-0 lead. Scalia with the steal. And Pratt drew the foul, I should say. We've got some whistlers in front of us, so a little hard to hear the whistle from here, but
yeah.
I think Grace Cody's mom could be a professional whistler. I think that is her mother in front of us.
Woodbury takes
yeah, that is. Woodbury takes a timeout. You should consider that. Become a professional whistler. Yes, a professional whistler. Stillwater, a tight-knit group around here. 15:32 left. Ponies with a 6-0 lead. Pratt will shoot free throws on the other side of the break. Alexis Pratt, big fan of chicken wings, as we established the last time we were here. And also a big fan of Kevin Durant.
That sounds like a good combination.
Well, if she can't have his height, she can at least get his scoring.
Oh, yeah. Good trade-off.
Alexis Pratt at the line for the Ponies, shooting two.
So Pratt to the line. Not the strongest of free throw shooters, just 61%, but a chance to pick up some points here.
You know, one thing about free throws, that's fixable. Free throws are a fixable skill set.
She did hit 10 of 13 against Wayzata, a game Stillwater lost in overtime. So it is in Pratt's gene, but that's all right. Willie Taylor has plenty of positives to say about the diminutive point guard, but don't let her size fool you. Woodbury ball, 15-18 left in the first half.
Stillwater's going after everything too. I'm gonna assume on that last timeout that the coach for Woodbury had a discussion about taking care of the ball. Don't get frazzled on the press.
That would be Megan Kirchenwitz. And a tough stretch of conference games here for the Royals. They have Forest Lake on Tuesday, a team favored to get out of Section 7 into state. Carly West up on Pratt, can't get the bounce. Liza Karlen with the board.
And Carly's taking shots. You know, maybe she's rushing them, or she needs to get into her groove. She's getting her hand on the ball.
Liza Karlen gets the eventual putback after Sara Scalia missed on the drive, and the Ponies are off to a 9-0 start. Here's Katie Vasky. This rings shades of Stillwater's victory over St. Louis Park, where the Ponies got out on a big run to start. Pratt.
Ow. What is she going to call?
Traveling.
I saw it.
I think we all did.
I didn't know what she was going to call it, though, because it was a little delayed.
Well, it can't be any worse than the Rams-Saints game from Sunday.
I heard.
No PI calls to worry about here. West with a little pump fake and gets the baseline J to drop. Carly West has a younger brother who plays varsity at Woodbury. Has been playing basketball since 2nd grade.
Nice slip. That was really nice to see Stillwater run 2 sets and 1 offensive possession.
Karlen lost the ball to Lizzie Dodge. And Paulsen will reset things. There's Carly West. The only lefty to play for Megan Kirchenwitz in her 5 years at Woodbury so far.
It's nice to be able to keep a player in your program.
Paulsen through the hole, and she'll shoot 2. Lexie Paulsen averaging 8 points per game.
And Woodbury showed good patience on that offensive set for them.
Another basketball athlete since 2nd grade. Also a sprinter on the track team. She does the 4x1 and 4x200 meter races for Woodbury's varsity contingent.
Oh, well then she knows Alexis Pratt then.
I think a lot of people know Alexis Pratt.
Well, I mean, if you run the 4x100, you definitely know her.
Paulsen unable to convert at the free throw line.
Yeah, that's one shooter you've got to find.
And Sara Scalia's streak of games with 3-pointers will continue.
Absolutely.
She has 64 now on the season, among the state leaders. And we noted in the open it was Woodbury who knocked off Stillwater. 2-point win in the section semifinals. Woodbury then lost to Cretin-Durham Hall by 2 in the section final. Rachel Hakes had a shot to tie it. It rimmed out. And as a result, Cretin-Durham Hall made their first state tournament trip in 14 years. Carly West gets the tough bucket to drop.
And maybe that's what she needs to go ahead and get her spark going. So we know that she can score and she can defend, and she's an important piece on this Woodbury team.
Solo Amusain will also dictate how Woodbury does here. I imagine the Royals will want to feed her the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Grace Cody fakes the 3, drives
nice,
and scores.
Grace. That was nice.
We're used to seeing moves like that out of Alexis Pratt and Sara Scalia, but Grace Cody's showing a little agility.
How about that for your scouting report?
Amusain tried to feed West. Carly couldn't finish. Pratt with the lob to Karlen, no good, and she'll put back row, miss, and have a chance at 3. Do you think she did that on purpose?
That was great teamwork right there. Because Alexis had solo on her. She could have blew past her being with the speed and the position discrepancy there, but she knew her big man was coming down the middle, so she just waited for her.
Wagner
Great.
goes back in for
30, Delaney Wagner
Amber
for the
Scalia.
ponies.
And Stillwater showing their might in the early going. But as we noted a couple weeks ago against Mounds View, this is what Willie Taylor, Kevin Anderson, the coaching staff, this is what they're looking for. Stillwater quickly putting away teams that aren't quite up to their level. In the first meeting, it was a 5-point game at the half, 38-33. Stillwater had to pull away in the second half. But you look at the scoring, and again, it's evidence of how Stillwater causes fits for everybody because they put up a lot of points.
Nice.
And there's one way to do it.
Nice.
A fast break. Sara Scalia bumps into the bleachers, but gets back up, and she's one tough cookie, isn't she? Now it's West. She's the only person to score for Woodbury. So right now, Stillwater outscoring her 19-6. Here's Pratt. She drives and draws the foul. She'll shoot 2. Gets helped up by Solo Amusain.
I think outside of, I'm going to say, Park Center and Wayzata, Stillwater runs some of the best transition offense.
Well, those two teams will play each other February 8th. Circle that one on the calendar.
32, Liza Karlen for the ponies.
Alexis Pratt. 6 20-point games, including 21 on Tuesday in the win over Forest Lake. Pratt splits at the line. And there's still a lot of time here, so for Woodbury, the key is just withstanding this first run.
Yeah.
See if they can get some momentum in their favor. Paulsen almost lost the rock, and they do end up losing it. Stillwater bringing the pressure and forcing Woodbury to go a little earlier than they want.
Yeah, this is definitely a team, the Stillwater Ponies, that you have to take care of the ball on offense because their hands are in the passing lanes. They're playing great help side defense.
Ponies still have the ball, 10:56 left as they lead 20-6. A few of the Stillwater folks were asking me where I would seed the section 4-4A. Grace Cody thought about the 3, backs off. Well, Stillwater would definitely be 1.
Yeah.
Cretan Durham Hall, go ahead.
I was going to say, they just do a great job of running their sets.
Amber Scalia for 3. Rims out. Solo Amusain reaches up for the board. Cretan Durham Hall, with their win over Roseville on Tuesday, that might put them in the conversation for the 2 spot. And Carly West goes coast to coast. If you're wondering, West season high is 20. Sara Scalia drive is off the mark. Amber Scalia fires the mid-range. And a foul away from the ball. And it's called on Wagner. She thought it was going the other way. So Cretan Durham Hall, they look like they could lock up or at least have that favored position for the 2 seed. A win over Roseville certainly helps. 3, 4, 5, that's a tough one. Tartan, I think, would get the 5 seed.
Yes.
Woodbury and White Bear Lake, I think, could battle for 3 and 4. This East Ridge is going to be 6th. Unless they go on a big run. Here's Vasky for 3. That's off the mark. And for Stillwater, it's funny that a year ago we were wondering would they get 2 or 3, where they might end up, and
solid 1 right now.
Now everyone's thinking, how far can they go in state?
Yes.
Because they know Hopkins or Wayzata, only one of them will make it out of Section 6.
But they have a great team, from their coaching staff, their players, dedication, discipline, experience. Whoever they play, it's going to be a pretty tough matchup.
Cody is fouled, she'll shoot 2. So Stillwater can make it to state. It's reasonable to think they would get the 2 seed. When you look at their body of work. They've beaten Roseville, they've beaten Forest Lake, as Grace Cody misses the front end. Well, they've swept Forest Lake. They have a chance to sweep Roseville on Tuesday. And their last non-conference game of note would be Eden Prairie on February 16th. Cody missing both at the line.
Those are good odds.
This is Carly West, the only player to score for the Royals. And Woodbury throws it away.
21, Amber Scalia for the Ponies. 44.
You know, and Stillwater's not that big of a team in height-wise, but they're definitely not pushovers. They hold their own out there.
Well, they definitely got taller when Liza Karlen made the move.
And she's posting up really well.
Stillwater throws it away. Lexie Paulsen will bring up the rock.
And from what I can see, this first half of the game, Liza Karlen's actually running the floor a lot better than she was the last time we saw her play.
Well, something else I can also notice, Carly West is feeling it.
Yeah.
Alexis Pratt answers with a 15-footer. But with that last bucket, Carly West has 10 points. She really has been playing basketball since second grade, hasn't she? Can Woodbury get someone else going? Nope, they're just going to keep feeding West.
Nice slip.
And West, she got herself open there.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Carly West runs track. She has the speed to do it. I don't think I've ever seen a game like this. Pratt kick to Amber Scalia. The corner three does not drop. Delaney Wagner high off the window and in. So with that, all 5 of Stillwater's starters have scored. And Amber Scalia with the steal.
Taking a note from her older sister, we sneaking in on that inbound pass there.
Clarice LeBeau hit with the foul. Amber Scalia giving the Ponies some good minutes here, and I imagine we'll hear a lot about Amber Scalia, especially next year.
Mm-hmm.
Three on the way. Tori shoot, comes up short. Lexie Paulsen with the rebound.
Oh my gosh, that kid's like an Energizer bunny.
Which one?
Pratt.
Like I said, she keeps going and going. Here's Hussein, goes up and in.
And that's what Woodbury needs. They just need to get some of those buckets, keep them in it, keep them in their minutes. They're only down by 10 now.
Now, according to Megan Kirchenwitz, the Woodbury head coach, Solo Hussein, as Sara Scalia takes the feed from her big little sister. Well, Amber may be her little sister, but both Scalias are playing pretty big right now.
Oh, yeah.
16 foul.
So I'll finish up that bit on Solo in a minute. Sara Scalia, her favorite food is bread. She didn't specify what type. I got to find out one of these days.
If you love bread, it's any type. Bread with butter, bread with jam.
But Solo Hussein for Woodbury has an encyclopedic knowledge of college and professional basketball. Knows all the teams, all the big names.
Well, if I recall, she was really good friends with, I don't want to say her name wrong, a Hinky from last year? Sarah. Who's the kid who graduated last year from Woodbury?
That would be Rachel Hakes.
I said her name completely wrong.
And that was Solo Hussein knocking down the baseline, Jay. So Hussein with 4, West with 12. And Woodbury, as much as we talked about Stillwater dominating, they're only down by 10. Sara Scalia, her drive is off the mark. So it looks like Woodbury, as we noted, withstood that first run. And here's Carly West. Well, she is human after all.
How can you not stop the player who's, scored 2 of their last 3 shots? 2 of their last 3 buckets.
Hussein hit with her second personal foul. So she's going to have to come out, most likely. And Stillwater in the bonus, so free throws coming.
32, Callie Mundahl in for the Royals.
And Carly West is doing a great job of recognizing when Stillwater's not, heads up on defense and just taking it right to the basket.
Well, Rachel Hakes was a coach's player.
Phenomenal, yes.
She was a coach's kid.
Yes. I can remember sitting in the stands with her and talking basketball, and it's almost like you're talking to a professional athlete or a seasoned coach having a conversation with her about basketball.
She could win games by herself, and in that section semifinal with Stillwater, she effectively did. Liza Karlen knocks down both free throws to make it a 12-point game in favor of the Ponies. Paulsen left alone. Oh, she'll shoot 2. I thought she had an opening if she pulled up. Went for the layup instead and gets the foul on Pratt.
Do you think Liza told Pratt, I got the block, so you can hang out up top?
Lexie Paulsen shoots 2.
Lexie Paulsen gets the first one to go in.
Yeah.
Has a little brother who's in 2nd grade. An awesome big sister to her little brother. Paulsen gets both free throws to go in. It's 28-18. Ponies over Royals.
Liza's doing a great job of sitting down in that paint. That's going to be hard to stop.
Liza Karlen scores. High-low, count it for Katie Vasky.
We're going to see Katie get to the free throw line here. She did a great job off of that curl, getting to the basket and getting the foul.
Katie Vasky scoring. She'll shoot 1 shot.
Let's see if she can cut this lead to 9. There we go. And that's got to feel good for Woodbury now to be only down by 9 with almost 6 minutes left in the half.
Katie Vasky completing the 3-point play, and like you said, Woodbury down by 9.
Yeah.
Pratt backing off over to Wagner. Here's Karlen. Out to Scalia. Yes.
Sara Scalia.
Sara Scalia with 11. And that is going to be the obstacle Woodbury has to clear. 3 on the way. Callie Mundahl can't get it to drop. Stillwater looking to leak out. Sara Scalia to Alexis Pratt.
Got the ball.
For the finish. This is the run Stillwater was looking for. West beating Vasky. Long 2, and that doesn't go in. Stillwater will collect the rebound, and Sara Scalia.
And they're looking.
Feeds Pratt, or I should say Karlen for 3. Lexie Paulsen with the rebound. Royals, they see an opening. Now
Great rotation there.
A long skip to Paulsen. High lob for West.
Great help side defense.
Wagner got in there, and Liza Karlen denied by Callie Mundahl.
That was ball. I thought that was skin I heard being hit, but it was probably the ball. That's the sound of her hitting the all ball, right?
If you're Woodbury, sure, it was all ball. 3 ball. Scalia can't hit from the corner. Alexis Pratt
playing big man.
And second chance points, a big separator in favor of the Ponies right now. Long 2. Rattles in for Callie Mundahl. Callie has an older brother who plays quarterback for Winona State. That would be Brady Mundahl, if you're wondering.
And Woodbury's hanging around here.
They are indeed. A couple of skips. Pratt fakes the 3. Wagner Tries to feed Karlen. Pass deflected, but Karlen picks it up. Can't knock it down. Paulsen with the rebound. 36-23. Paulsen kicks out. Mundal couldn't recover in time, and that's an example of how one slight misstep can screw up an entire play. Mundal was open for three. She didn't handle the pass properly, and everything fell apart in that possession. 3:09 left in the first half.
It looks like Woodbury offensively, they're trying to pick up the pace a little bit and swing that defense. Get Stillwater out of sync.
Amber Scalia to Grace Cody, no good. Another rebound for Lexie Paulsen. Vasky tries to drive on Cody and will shoot two.
Pace up. Yep.
How's that 31?
Katie Vasky on Woodbury's National Honor Society. Also plays varsity softball. And has a couple of younger siblings who are moving their way up in the Woodbury program. Vasky averaging 6.9 a game. Splits at the line. Ball deflected, so Sara can retrieve it. And Woodbury getting in those passing lanes.
Yeah.
2:34 left. There's been a couple of times where Pratt looks like she wants to shoot that thing. Instead, she tries the skip. That's picked off by Callie Mundal.
And I can see her making eye contact with Liza Karlen, too. They're really trying to get it into Liza. I think just the spacing's a little off right now.
Sara Scalia for three. Doesn't go in. Alexis Pratt. Well, it will stay Stillwater ball, but how about all 5'3" of Alexis Pratt leaping up to get the board?
I think when your ponytail shifts, maybe someone that might be a foul.
Sara Scalia, drive is short, and a dead ball rebound to Woodbury. 11 points for Sara Scalia. Feels like she could have more, though. Her shot hasn't fallen like it can sometimes. Although it's been a busy week for Sara, she was featured on both WCCO and KSTP this week. Vasky gets a friendly bounce.
One thing we know about Sara, though, she will keep shooting. She'll make the adjustment.
Oh, she always has the green light. And her range has no competitors whatsoever.
And Carly West is not making it easy for her. She's playing her pretty tight. And both of those ladies have had an opportunity to play against each other for a couple of years, so they know what to expect.
Well, they are in the same conference and the same section, so not uncommon for them to see each other frequently. On the give and go, Sara Scalia's three is long. And another chance for Woodbury to dial in this deficit. You got to be careful with Alexis Pratt, though. Lurking up top. Three is off the mark. We're going to have a tie-up. Stillwater with the arrow. 1:20 left in the first half.
Allison Benning in for the Ponies.
Allison Benning will make her way in for the Ponies. You get a sense or a feeling that Stillwater could be up by a lot more than 10, the way they play. But I've been told that their second half is usually the better one. We'll see if that rings true today.
And I think those first 5 minutes, the defensive tone has changed for Woodbury. They're playing a little tighter, a little smarter, and they went on that little run, pushing the ball up the floor.
Sara Scalia just told Woodbury, you can take that defense and shove it. I think she's had enough of Carly West. in the battle of 14s.
And she's not done yet.
West.
Yeah, yeah, Carly's not done yet.
But she'll need to send a thank you card to the rim. That gave her a friendly bounce with a capital F. West has half of Woodbury's 28 points to match her jersey number. Stillwater trying to hope for the final shot. And Woodbury got the deflection and the turnover. Willie Taylor perplexed by the call, but a chance for the Royals to end the first half with a little momentum.
So 18, right at 18 seconds left. Let's see if Stillwater can deny a shot and not foul.
Vasky out at the top. Mundall, 4 seconds. Pratt with the steal. She has time to get it off. She was fouled just before time expired.
Little Hezzo move there. Bader girl in.
Callie Mundall, the junior, that's a situation. I know you're trying to stop her, but with so little time left,
yeah,
let it go because I'm not sure Pratt would have beaten the clock.
Yeah, and you bailed her out. Her angle wasn't quite the best right there.
And it's a shooting foul, so Pratt will shoot 2 free throws here.
You fell for it. The defense fell for it.
Although, I guess we call that a good foul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, good foul.
Yeah.
Stopped her from scoring. In any event, Stillwater with a 10-point lead over Woodbury, 38-28. Sara Scalia with 13, Alexis Pratt with 12. How about Carly West, 14 points, and she helped Woodbury fight off Stillwater's first punch.
Yeah, with Solo being on the bench that second half of the first half, she really needed to step up, and she did. She stepped up, and she's carrying her team right now.
And we'll see if Solo can pick up the slack in the second half, but Woodbury giving Stillwater a battle here in this Suburban East Conference matchup. We'll be back for the second half momentarily. This is high school girls basketball.
If you'd like to sponsor a TSB television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSB television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage.
And we're back. LaToya is bugging along. Her daughter is right behind me to make sure I don't do anything. And I think, your purse is on my mic cable. So Demaya's making sure we behave ourselves. That's probably what. Oh, she's not even paying attention to us.
No.
She's probably thinking about Avengers Endgame. That's probably what it is.
No, she's thinking about her hesitation.
Or Black Panther getting a Best Picture nomination.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah, she had Spirit Week next week at school, and we were talking about there's a one called Character Day. So we were actually talking about some Black Panther characters.
Well, who would you be, Okoye or Nakia, or would you decide to be T'Challa?
In the car on the way home. Oh, okay. Well, I talked about it.
Well, Stillwater and Woodbury having a few things to talk about as well. Carly West having plenty to discuss. 14 points in the first half to help Woodbury, especially with Solam Hossein playing limited minutes. And for Stillwater, 13 out of Sara Scalia, Alexis Pratt with 12. Stillwater struggled a little bit from the perimeter. If Sara can get some of those threes to fall, Stillwater could pull away. And conversely, if Solam Hossein can stay in the game and get things going, we know Carly West chipped in big time. If Solo can add her name to the mix, Woodbury could stay in contention here.
Absolutely. They're only 10 points down. They're the first out on the court. They're high-fiving each other. They're ready for this. And like you said...
Are you ready for this?
We're about to find out.
Oh, what kind of answer is that? You're always ready. You've hung around. You know some of these Suburban East teams.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think it was you who told me last year you wanted that Sara Scalia T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm sure you and about 10,000 others now that she's going to the Gophers. Well, that's a good way to start the second half. Alexis Pratt gets the steal and will shoot 2 more. Although Pratt has struggled at the line. She missed a couple at the end of the first half.
Hopefully I would be higher on the food chain in line to get one of those T-shirts from Sara.
Well, she's been fun to watch, and Alexis Pratt equally entertaining.
Absolutely.
I won't forget the story. The first time I saw her play at North St. Paul, she wowed me, and not because of her stature, as much as her mother likes to joke about her height or lack thereof. But as I always say, height and age, they're just numbers.
Yeah.
Delaney Wagner with the strip. Can she take it all the way? Well, she'll have to do it at the free throw line after she's fouled by Paulsen.
And running the floor with her is her point guard, Alexis, and she's telling her, go all the way, you got it, encouraging her.
And that is, I think, going to be critical for Stillwater's role players. We know the big three, they're not afraid to take it to the rim or to showcase their stuff, but the role players, Wagner, Cody, Allison Benning.
They have to do exactly what she's doing at the line right now.
Right. They can be a little apprehensive at times. Sometimes I wonder if they don't know their own strength. Wagner knocks down both free throws. Only a 50% free throw shooter, but her form looked good there. She hasn't had too many attempts, though. And Liza Karlen sealing off Lizzie Dodge. West wins the scrum. Vasky couldn't hang on to it. Here's Solo Amusain. Tries to fake on Cody and put herself on the spin cycle.
Yeah, she did. I don't know if that was the call the ref was going to go to, but with a little help and persuasion, got that travel call.
Yeah,
but that's her go-to move.
Right, I couldn't tell if there was contact up there or not,
Yeah.
but I'll defer to the folks who have the better vantage point.
Yeah, and I think she'll go back to that move again.
And how about Amusain? Right back at you.
With a sigh of relief there.
Well, that was all ball. I didn't see any.
You can make contact with the body.
Oh, that's true. But when she came down, I didn't see any arm contact. But getting a little payback on Grace Cody. Tries to feed West on the bounce pass. West wasn't ready for it. And the wheels on the bus keep going round and round. Another traveling call, and that's a break for Woodbury. Here comes Mary Foltz.
25, Mary Foltz into the ponies.
But Foltz, Shoot, Wagner, those are going to be the players to keep an eye on because they may have to be called up,
Yeah,
when you get to postseason play.
got to be ready.
West hits the fadeaway.
West starting.
And that's not easy to do with Liza Karlen down low.
Yeah, probably the right thing to do if you don't want to get your shot blocked.
Sara Scalia drives. I think Amusain got a piece of it. West got a piece of Karlen. Woodbury not fooling around down there. Sara Scalia, her drive is off the mark. Amusain with the rebound.
And it almost looks like the defensive strategy is to get your hand up for Sara, and if she goes to the basket, give her that shot.
Sara Scalia hit with the foul.
2014, Sara Scalia.
Stillwater showing full court to try to get the 10-second call on Woodbury, and another opportunity here for the Royals. They've had a couple of breaks going their way. Looking for a few more. You got to be mindful of those long skips.
And this press gives a lot of teams problems.
Well, we saw Mounds View. Look what happened there. 40-point win.
Yeah.
And that's with Lindsey Becker.
Yep. Gave Wyzetta problems.
It did. Well, Wyzetta had to eke out a 2-point win in overtime. West, blocked by Foltz, didn't have a great position down there, being double teamed. Meanwhile, Stillwater leaks out. Wagner with a hesitation move, and she can't put it down. And the double whammy, as I call it. You miss the bucket, and then you foul 80 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, frustration.
Delaney Wagner. Her second.
Just a second on Wagner, but Stillwater looking a little sluggish here to start the second half.
And you could see Karlen right away going to her, showing her leadership, telling her, shake it off, let's keep going. That play's over with.
Pratt, no good. Paulsen.
Way to run the floor. Absolutely great.
Delaney Wagner sprinting down to prevent the fast break.
That should be an instant replay, that sprint. Should give it to her.
Woodbury will have to settle for the side out, though. They're trying to feed West, and she's having a hard time breaking loose. They really want to give West the ball and let her run the floor. Another contested shot. Wagner bumped. Lizzie Dodge comes up with a steal. We play on.
Looks like they're letting them play.
Paulsen will shoot two. Lexie Paulsen with just a couple of points.
Lexie Paulsen shoots two.
Woodbury reminds me of Tartan, where there's talent and instincts. Coming up with big plays, though, or a string of them, the roadblock.
There's so much individual talent. Just getting them all to get on one page and sync together.
Well, Paulsen sinks both free throws. So she's up to 4, all at the free throw line, and it's a 10-point game again. Now, Woodbury, they've gotten within 9 or 10 a few times. Have yet to draw closer, though. Wagner, high, low to Fultz. Yes.
They run that set really well. Really well. Pull the defense out, suck the defense out, and then slip to the basket.
Give the deuce to Mary Fultz and the dime to Wagner. That's not a combination you hear often for Stillwater, but like we said, production out of those role players going to be crucial in the second half of the season. Well, that's a gutsy move by Lizzie Dodge. Goes for the scoop and draws the foul on Fultz, and she'll shoot two. Lizzie Dodge and Katie Vasky have played together since 5th grade.
That nice Woodbury feeder programs.
She's going to Wisconsin Eau Claire and had so much fun as a team manager for Woodbury's football team that she wants to do the same thing at UW Eau Claire. And as I understand it, there will be a spot for her next year.
Well, that's a big responsibility.
Scalia skips it over to Karlen. Amu Singh got her from behind. And Woodbury forcing the turnover.
Football is played outside. That's not a sport for me.
You could be in skiing. Try to ski in these conditions. Paulsen, no good. Amu Singh rebound, and I think Mary Fultz got her off balance to prevent the putback. Sara Scalia to Pratt, to Fultz.
Way to be there.
Wagner with the putback.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens when everybody runs the floor. You have multiple opportunities for rebounds. Everybody's on deck.
A push foul called on Fultz at their third, just when it looked like they had Paulsen trapped on that double team. So Fultz racking up fouls. Willie Taylor will keep her in for now. 13-14 left in the second half. Amu Singh out to West. Long two, no good. Stays in play. And the rebound corrals into Wagner's hands. Scalia to Pratt, 3-ball, corner pocket. 15-point game. Amu Singh beating Dodge. Fultz with the swat. 3, bullseye. Tally Mundal. She only scores 4.4 a game, but a big 3 there for the Royals. Scalia. That drive has not worked in her favor tonight.
No.
But Liza Karlen getting a friendly foul call.
And her defender knows it, so she's allowing her to continue to do it. She's running her off that three-point line. They're not letting her get her three-point shot off. When she does get her shot off, it goes in, but they are doing their job on her defensively tonight.
Just one three-pointer for Scalia. Liza Karlen at the line. She's been stuck in the mid-40s with her free throw percentage after a horrific start to the season where she was at one point averaging 23%. She's been getting slowly but surely better over time, but
yeah,
still working on getting a feel for these rims here compared to St. Paul Central.
And she's doing a good job. She's making a great transition. I can see her leadership on the floor. She's picked up speed since the last time I've seen her play. She's shooting the 3.
Couple of steals. First Amber Scalia, then Lexie Paulsen. With that pressure, giving Woodbury little room to work with. Wagner.
Gotta box out, ladies.
Step through move, doesn't go in for number 34. Meanwhile, Liza Karlen feeds Wagner and nothing doing. West gets the handle on it.
Good defensive decision there. Good defensive decision there.
Liza Karlen, you can't fool her that easily. Sara Scalia, goodbye.
Looked like she picked up the speed there on that.
Woodbury answers with a fast break play of their own. Megan Hurley gets on the board. But the Ponies still have a 14-point lead. Liza Karlen
like
up
both
to 13.
teams are running out of gas here. It's going to be who can keep up with this pace.
If it's a track meet, you'd think it would favor Stillwater.
I mean, offensively, look, they're going to get out.
And finally, a stoppage in play after Carly West fouls Liza Karlen.
Fouls on 14, Carly West, her third. 31, Grace Cody in for the Ponies.
And here comes some substitutions. Much needed for both sides.
Yeah.
Amusain goes back in. Mundall goes back in for the Royals. And the Ponies bring Grace Cody and Amber Scalia. Sara, a little off balance, but finds Liza Karlen. They kick back out to Pratt. Two-pointer does not drop. Sara Scalia swoops in for the rebound, fires the 3. Pure!
That's not easy to do. Get a rebound, dribble it out, pull up.
The 65th triple of the season for Sara Scalia. Long skip from Amusain to Vasky. A little bit of a push, too much. 58-39. Woodbury calling a timeout.
So do we know the story behind the blue pumps for the Woodbury coach?
No, but Megan Kirchenwitz has always brought them ever since I've covered Woodbury games in my old days with Schools-Based Media and in my current ventures.
And they're not your everyday average heel. They're almost McQueen Heights, couture-ish for all of our fashion folks out there. They should be well broken in by now, though.
Oh, I'm sure they are. She only wears them at game time, though. When you see her beforehand, she's always got another pair that I imagine are a little more comfortable. Because you stay in high heels for that long. Well, I can't speak from experience. It can leave a mark.
Yes, it can.
They're not something to be taken lightly. Back to action. Elbow J for Liza. Karlen switch. 15 points. Stillwater's big three. Sara Scalia, 18. Alexis, Pratt, 17. Liza, Karlen, 15. Much like the first meeting with Woodbury, all of Stillwater's big three coming up. Deflected, so Woodbury will hang on to it, but it looks like Stillwater reaching that mark of separation. West sees a lane, attacks, and scores.
Carly West does a great job of reading the defense. If they don't stop her, she just goes right in for that easy layup. We've seen that a few times tonight.
As we noted, a big chance for the Ponies to take a commanding lead in the Suburban East. Amber Scalia, three ball, doesn't fall. Alexis Pratt.
Took
no
a little
good.
contact
Liza
there.
Karlen. Stillwater crashing the glass. West tried to feed Megan Hurley, and she did, but Megan couldn't get the layup.
Oh,
deep three.
Scalia.
And I'll tell you what, Amber Scalia with the recognition. Woodbury, they all stood and watched to see if that would fall.
Oh, wow.
Amber Scalia, as soon as it hit rim, went for it, but
Everybody.
yep. Vasky hit with her fourth foul. Stillwater up by 19 with 8:47 to go. And a reminder, if you would like to support a TSB television broadcast, we have two ways for you to do so. Patreon.com/TSB television. Monthly sponsorship packages available, plenty of perks. You can get me to follow you on social media, get your name in the credits, or even make a special guest appearance in the broadcast booth, and paypal.me/TSB television for one-time contributions. So Stillwater's big three doing what we're so accustomed to seeing them do.
Right.
And for Woodbury, Carly West is 18, but they've done a great job neutralizing Solo Amusane.
They have. And I think that in the first half, she was getting to the basket. Her shots just weren't falling, and so she might have a little apprehension about taking the shot. But they're definitely not letting her in that lane like she's accustomed to dominating in the lane.
Well, Amusane had 19 points in the first meeting between these two. Only 4 so far here.
Yeah, I would like to see her, get position on the offensive glass and just go back up. But they're not even allowing her to get in the paint.
Well, much like a year ago with Stillwater, if you neutralize the big threats, how do the others respond? Well, you know what Sara Scalia was thinking about it.
Yeah.
$8:35 to go. Stillwater with a comfortable 19-point edge. They beat Forest Lake in convincing fashion on Tuesday. And again, if they beat Roseville next Tuesday, they may run the tables in the Suburban East, something that hasn't happened in a long time.
And I think Liza's going to be a huge factor in that game. When you look at the matchup between Roseville and Stillwater, you have Jada Hood and Alexis Pratt, at the point guard position. That's always going to be a good matchup to see. And then they have two forwards that are able to cover Scalia, and they've done it very well in the past couple of years. But I don't think they have anyone who can cover Liza. The fact that she is tall enough to stand up and look over the defense. She can shoot the three. She can post up. She rebounds very well. That's going to be very hard to defend.
That will be a fun post battle, though. Tamia Ugas and Liza Karlen,
who are actually friends. And I know Tamia's been working very hard on her game. I just think that Liza has an advantage.
And that's the last big test in conference, you would think, for the Ponies. They crushed White Bear Lake. They beat Moundsview and Eastridge in dominant fashion. Cretin-Durham Hall gave them a scare. That second meeting on February 19th could get interesting, especially after the Raiders knocked off the other Raiders. I have to remember they have the same nickname. But that was a big win for Crystal Flint's first year at Cretin-Durham Hall.
Yeah.
With the transition everyone's going through, Pratt stays on the pivot. Karlen.
Nice.
What a move! I've said this several times before. Liza Karlen, an embodiment of the stretch 4.
Yeah.
She can post up, and she's got the speed to score on
Absolutely.
drives like that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Her speed will separate her from other post players.
Ha ha! Pratt baits Woodbury. It looked like she was going to go for the long 2. Saw Grace Cody streaking down the lane. Easy dime, easy bucket for Grace Cody. Over the backboard, dead ball rebound to the Ponies. It looks like Stillwater will indeed stay undefeated in the Suburban East.
Number 30, Lizzie Dodge, in for Woodbury.
You talked about their offense. They're the only team averaging in the 70s for points for, and the same can be said in their section. The next closest team, Forest Lake, averaging 61.3 in the conference. Stillwater, 72.6. Some say their defense could be their Achilles heel, but sometimes the best defense is scoring a ton of points.
Yeah, and defense, I mean, that press does burn a lot of energy.
They might go under that today, but that's okay if you're the Ponies. Woodbury just didn't have enough. Sara Scalia with a little behind-the-back flare.
Little handles.
They're trying to extend the defense so that Pratt can swoop in for a layup.
Yeah.
It's worked in the last couple of possessions. Pratt up to 19. 3 ball, no good. Stillwater, oh, not quite. Pratt backs off.
Oh, smart move.
Finds Karlen, went for the short-range shot, didn't work out, but another offensive rebound. Stillwater all over Woodbury here. From the looks of it, I don't think we're going to have a repeat of the section semifinal a year ago.
No. It's like she might have a little Charlie horse.
It was enough to get the official to stop play.
Yeah.
Mary Foltz will go in her place.
She knows exactly what she needs to do. You know, sometimes when you get those cramps mid-game, you can increase your fluid intake during the day, your water intake, decrease the amount of salt you're taking in.
Well, I don't think you have to tell Liza Karlen how to manage herself during games.
Some potassium, bananas. That's my job. I tell all players how to manage themselves.
Do you have any tips for me on the broadcasting side?
Let's see here.
Mary Foltz at the line. While you think of that, I'll tell you Mary Foltz, some of her favorites are chicken strips, and her favorite basketball player is Steph Curry.
Okay. And who's that?
Mary Foltz, who's at the line.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if the broadcasting diet regimen is as...
Right. Hot dogs and
I don't think it's
ices.
as stringent because I don't have to worry too much about Charlie horses.
Yeah.
Mary Foltz makes both free throws. Academic at this point. West beating Dodge. Now West is open down low and one. A good game for Carly West, but Solo Amusane held to 4 points and really not getting a lot of touches on the offensive side for Woodbury.
Yeah.
Her fourth, 30, Delaney
And even at the
Wagner.
beginning of the game, Carly West got off to a rocky start. She probably could have had about 6 to 8 more points. She had a couple bunnies that she missed. But she really carried her team tonight.
So the question for Woodbury, as West completes a three-point play for a new season high, where will they be seated? The QRF has them in the 4 slot. Tartan with the 5. As you know, the 4 and the 5, whoever gets that 4 hosts the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Woodbury has one more meeting with White Bear Lake to determine the 3 seed. Traveling violation on West. White Bear Lake won the first meeting 56-45. And they lost to Cretin-Durham Hall by just 2 points. But as it stands right now, Cretin-Durham Hall with that win over Roseville, again, that will help them.
Yeah.
How they do against White Bear Lake in the second meeting will determine the seeding there. 2 through 4, I think, are up for grabs. Tartan looks like they're going to be the 5. When you look at records and in head-to-head, Tartan beat Eastridge. Alexis Pratt gets ahead of everybody and drops the layup for her 7th 20-point game this season. Well, it took a little while, but Stillwater getting the runaway win we expected them to.
This is probably one of my favorite teams right now, the Stillwater Ponies.
Liza, Karlen.
What about you?
Oh, they're fun to watch. I think the question is going to be what happens if they face Hopkins or Wayzata again, because it's looking like if they get to state, they'll have to take on one of those two.
Yeah.
Again, they'll have a key test on February 16th when they host Eden Prairie.
Yeah.
EP in the top 10. Ellen Weesey doing a great job rebuilding that program to the glory of a few years ago when you had Shane Mulaney and Jackie Johnson. But outside of that, looking at the rest of the schedule, Eden Prairie and Cretin-Durham Hall, I think, are the 2 games, and then that second meeting with Roseville on Tuesday. Carly West not giving up.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to see how they fare against Eden Prairie. I'm not seeing. I just think they have too much heat for Roseville this year.
That being said, I imagine Roseville will come out hungry after losing to Cretin-Durham Hall. Big sister setting the screen for little sister. Liza Karlen with another rebound. She had 15 points and 15 rebounds.
Ooh, give me those cookies.
And Sara Scalia taking the cookies from the cookie jar.
Yeah, give me those cookies.
Again, next game for the Ponies next Tuesday, right back here at the high school.
72-46, timeout here with 3:20 to go.
Roseville.
All right, I know if I'm leaving the cookie jar, I'm not going to leave it out with Stillwater nearby. I'm taking those cookies with me. Because Sara Scalia is a little cookie monster out there.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Oh, pick your pockets.
Well, and those big 3 have been doing that all season. Well, looking ahead at Stillwater's schedule, since we have a minute. You know, they get White Bear Lake again on February 12th, although if the first meeting is any indication, that shouldn't be hard. Mounds View, they beat them by 40. Park of Cottage Grove, they're stuck at 1 win this season, 1-16. They end the regular season at Edina, but the Hornets not expected to contend in Section 2 this year. Section 2, that group just got a lot more interesting after Chaska beat Farmington on Monday.
Yes.
Eden Prairie could get out of there. Minnetonka, they're young.
Right.
So is Chaska, though, but those are 2 teams who could be a force in the coming years. It's going to be
Really
a difficult,
right.
It's going to be a difficult challenge for anyone to get out of that group. Section 2 is looking pretty competitive. Section 5, as we spoke about a few weeks ago, with Park Center and Roseville, you know, those 2, if they meet, if Centennial gets Sarah Stapleton back, who knows? Lexie Paulsen, drive no good. Section 6, we know it's going to come down to Hopkins and Wayzata. Armstrong, though, with a big turnaround. Carly Kerschel doing big things for the Falcons.
Like I said, there's just some really good basketball, really good athletes. And I'm going to step out and say our Minnesota 2020 class it's so deep. So many great girl basketball players right now.
Tori Schuetz scoring for the Ponies.
I shouldn't even just say individuals. Like they're playing really good team basketball right now too.
Well, if you talk to the players and maybe the coaching staff, maybe one of those wins where you felt Stillwater could have done better, but Woodbury just struggling to convert on some of those drives, some of those fast break plays, run-outs. That was a big difference here. Not as many threes as the last time for Sara Scalia against this Woodbury team, but I think the difference is in agility and converting. And keeping Solo Amusane away from the ball, that was another big key.
Right. Nice way to work for it. And we see Amber Scalia out there flexing her handles and break some ankles here pretty soon.
Well, she'll be part of that next wave for the Ponies. Allison Benning scored. Reserves out on the floor for both sides. That was Sydney Schumacher for the Royals. Shoot. No good. Benning will shoot 2.
Benning's getting a workout on the boards there.
Benning, the starting pitcher, or I should say the ace pitcher on the softball team that won state last year in Class 4A. Also enjoys sushi and Anthony Davis, the unibrow.
Yeah.
Whether or not he stays in New Orleans is anyone's guess.
Wonder if she knows Hy-Vee has half-off sushi on Wednesday.
Oh, I'm sure she does. Sounds like you do. Benning gets the back end, so a methodical win for the Ponies. That will put them at 15-2. Woodbury will fall to 7-10. Not a whole lot to say that hasn't already been said as far as what we can take away from this team.
Right.
Well, simply put, the stronger team pulled ahead, got the win. Again, Tuesday we'll have the live broadcast with Roseville, and then we'll also have the Eden Prairie game live on VAC TV. And from the looks of it, I'll be making plans to cover Section 4 all the way through.
Mary Grant with the steal there.
25 seconds to play. And it's not easy for Woodbury. You mentioned Rachel Hakes, the person who could win games by herself, bringing that high IQ that was seldom matched by opponents. And we didn't get much of a chance to talk about Solo Amusane, but she's hoping to become a coach one day herself. And she also does a lot of work in the Special Olympics and special education students through Royal Connections. So Solo Amusane going to do big things no matter how long she plays basketball, but Stillwater picks up the big win today, 77-48 over the Woodbury Royals. And LaToya's rendered speechless, but what more can you say? Stillwater did
what they came to do,
right, they do what they came to do. And Alexis Pratt, 21, Sara Scalia with 20, Liza Karlen with 17. Maybe not the prettiest of victories, but another one for the Ponies as they look to keep that #1 seed and #1 spot in the conference.
Yeah, hats off to this Stillwater team. This is a great program.
We'll try to get a word with a few of them before we wrap things up here at the stable. This is high school girls basketball. Stillwater knocks off Woodbury 77-48. And joining me are Liza Karlen and Alexis Pratt. Liza, 17 points tonight. A methodical win for the Ponies, but what does it say about their dominance here in the Suburban East?
Well, I've said this before. I mean, you can't really underestimate any team in this conference, so it's really important that we just give it our all every night, and we can never let up on any team we play, I think, just because everyone just has a lot of talent in this conference, and every team is pretty well coached as well. So definitely can't underestimate any team, and just have to play our game every night. So.
And one area you excelled at, neutralizing Solo Amusing, you held her to 4 points. What was the secret to stopping her down low?
Well, I've been playing her since freshman year, so I know her game a little bit. But I've definitely been working on trying not to catch those fouls down low, just trying to stay straight up. And definitely getting physical before the ball is in her hands is also really important. Obviously, she's a really strong force down low, so if you can just prevent the ball getting to her down low, then you're solid. So.
And Alexis Pratt, game high 21. You had a little bit of everything tonight: steals, dimes. You had some fancy passes. How have you developed the passing game this season?
Coach has always been telling us to look up the floor and look for our teammates and the extra pass. So today I've been really just looking up the floor. We've been needing to work on transition. So, yeah.
I think our favorite moment looked like you were going to take a long baseline jumper, and you saw streaking Grace Cody, so you pulled off the fake, found Cody for the bucket. Have you been working on that in practice?
I really don't know.
Yeah, she has. Yeah, we've been working on transition a lot, so.
And Alexis, for you, how has your life been easier with someone like Liza in there with you, and just having that year of experience with the Ponies? Now you have a solid understanding of how they do things here.
Well, she's just a great worker, having somebody down low in the post, getting physical, getting rebounds, someone to just, when she gets the rebound, just look up the floor, and yeah.
You've been picking up big wins all season. You got one over Forest Lake. You'll get another chance against Roseville on Tuesday. How is the Stillwater team? How are they gelling, and how has that revealed itself compared to when you started the season?
Well, I think we've definitely gotten closer as a team, and we've definitely started to trust each other more, which is something that I hope we can bring into playoffs as well, because obviously that'll be super important. Obviously, Sara is going to be double-teamed, Alex will be double-teamed, I'll be double-teamed, so it's nice to have trust in other players on the floor as well, and we've definitely developed that over the season, so got to carry that into playoffs. So.
Just us working as a team, looking for the extra pass. We were working on a lot of our defense mainly.
And on top of that, Liza, 4-4 from the free throw line tonight, so that free throw stroke is going up too.
Thank you. I've been working on it, Mike. Had to work on it a little bit for you, so.
I know you are. She'll get up to 70 or 80 before the season's out. You want to say hi to anybody?
Hi to my mom and dad, because it's parents' night tonight.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Well, hi, Mom and Dad, on Parents' Night. Another big win for the Ponies. We'll see if you pick up another one on Tuesday.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, Liza, Karlen, and Alexis Pratt. That wraps up our coverage here from the stable. For LaToya, Turk, and the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Peden. Thanks for watching.